Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our weekly Major League Baseball betting call that we do with Doug Upstone. We do this every Thursday, and right now we're going to take a look at the three divisions in the National League. Today is May 29th. Doug, thanks for being back with us.
Peter, I'm glad to be back once again here. Yes, the National League, there's been some interesting events that have occurred in all three divisions, so anxious to get to it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we're going to start with the NL East, and our forecast from last video, not so great. The major doozy was a forecast that you gave, and again, this is very tough. It's different to forecast 3 weeks ahead in advance of something than forecasting value with every game that you know the lines on. But you said Washington might be a team to play on in coming weeks. They wound up being an awful bet since our last video, 6-12, minus 39.2% ROI. And we also thought that Miami might continue to be a good bet in general. They were a good bet on the road at 6-7 plus 4.5%, but a slightly bad bet at home, 3-3 minus 4.5%. And we also thought the Atlanta trend, under trend, might continue, and they did go 7-9 over under. So what's up with Washington?
Oh boy, I think the biggest problem is their lack of offense in this case. So they're missing too many bats. Now Adam LaRoche came back, so I think that will ultimately help them. But still, not having Bryce Harper in the lineup is definitely a negative. And I don't know if you read what they're thinking about doing with Zimmerman coming back. They're thinking about playing him in 3 different positions to save his arm, but to get his bat in the lineup. I don't know when the last time that worked, if ever, but I'm having a hard time to believe that's going to have a positive impact, on what they're trying to do offensively, and then switching all the players all around. And, just the fact they got Ian Desmond as their top home run hitter and RBI guy, along with being their worst fielder, by the way. It's just not a good combination of factors right now, and I'm just not sure, especially from what we talked about from 3 weeks ago, if this team is really going to start doing anything positive, and they're just kind of adrift at this time.
All right, well, 2 pretty solid trends in the NL East are Atlanta as an under-trender. They are 19-29 over-under on the year. That's a very solid trend. And again, our last video, we thought that would continue, and it did. 7-9 is profitable over-under. And Miami has been a big over-trender on the year, and they've continued to be 31-17 over-under on the year overall, and 12-5 over-under since our last call. Are those 2 trends that you think we should expect to continue?
I would certainly think so. With Atlanta, they're scoring 3.4 runs a game, Peter. I mean, that's just not going to get it done. And they're only allowing 3.3 runs a game, which is the best in baseball. So you put those 2 factors together, and now we're at or near 50 games into the season. I'm not sure where that dynamic is going to change. So yes, I would think under is still going to be the play with this team, and betting on or for and against them. I can't see which ways, which is the right way to go with them.
Right.
And in terms of then Miami, they hit the ball. They continue to score a lot of runs, particularly at home. And their pitching is generally weak on the road, so that's so that keeps that trend moving in the same direction as well.
Miami, though, has been overall a very profitable team to bet on in baseball. The most profitable team in the NL East. They are plus 7.7% ROI on the year, and that's good for 6th best in all of baseball. Do you think that will roughly continue?
I think this past, since we last talked about them on the road, the road record hasn't improved. They just have they've been a couple of large underdogs, which has really enhanced their position. But overall, unless their play continues to get better, they picked up some nice wins at Washington. They're as fairly hefty underdogs. I'm still not sold with them as being a good road team, but I still really like them at home. So I would still myself go that direction.
And then 2 other trends that are notable from the NL East. The Mets and Philadelphia have both been quite profitable teams on the road and quite bad teams at home to bet on, good teams to bet against at home. The Mets are plus 16% ROI on the road on the year, minus 12% ROI at home. And Philly is plus 9% ROI on the road and minus 18% ROI at home. Do you think that either of those trends are significant and are predictive of continue in the future?
Yes, I do. And, with the Mets, and the beautiful part about the Mets, like I said, they're making money on the road, and they're just starting or about to start an 11-game road trip. It's going to take them to Philadelphia, Chicago, and San Francisco. Right. So from that standpoint, I think, there's a good possibility they could, knock off a few wins because, their pitching is good enough okay, to pick up a few. They got a few extra wins here and there, and they'll be sizable underdogs, particularly in San Francisco. So, they might only have to win one game in San Francisco to show a profit. And as you just mentioned about Philadelphia at home, not a good home team. And, it's not a good team. In fact, my opinion, of all the teams, despite the brand names in that division, I think they're the worst team in the division. So no, I continue to bet against Philadelphia at home for sure.
All right. So to sum up, what trends do you think that we can look for in the next 3 weeks for betting value in the NL East?
I would say the top ones are continue to bet Atlanta as an under,
right.
Continue to bet Miami as an over. Look at the possibility of the Mets on the road and look to play against Philadelphia at home.
All right, those were all the ones that I was kind of looking towards myself. Is that what you planned to say this call before the call?
That's exactly what I got.
Excellent. All right, so we're in agreement. Thanks so much, Doug.
Thank you, Peter.